Hi, Kendi. It's so nice to meet you.
Good
Thanks
to
for
see you
coming.
too.
Thanks for
Yeah.
coming today. My name is Kara Story. I'm the registered dietitian nutritionist. And if we can just get started, if you want to tell me a little bit about what brought you in today.
Well, so my doctor mentioned that getting a little bit more physical activity might be beneficial for me. Not that my health is that bad, it's just really hard trying to find time to work out during the day. I have a lot going on, like I'm a student, my course load is really high, and I think it's almost accelerated just given like the program that I'm in. Um, so it's really hard trying to find time during the day and motivation really just to like get myself to go do something. Right now I'm only like kind of working out 1 day a week, but I know I need to do more and it's just kind of hard to figure out how to do more, I guess I will say.
Right. Yeah. So it sounds like you have a really busy schedule and just finding that time and kind of that motivation to fit that in as the biggest challenge you're facing.
Yeah, I think so. Um, yeah, you kind of nailed it on the head with that one.
Okay. So have you ever tried any like resolutions to this, or have you tried to do anything to sort of fix that at all?
Well, I before I started school this semester, I kind of like sat down and looked at my schedule and planned out times that would be most feasible for me to go. But as school has progressed and the workload has increased, I kind of feel like I have to prioritize my energy a little bit. And getting up at 6 o'clock 3 days a week, 4 days a week to go to the gym isn't really motivating me to like actually like want to go. I don't know.
Okay.
I wake up and I feel exhausted, so I feel like I just want to go back to bed instead of exhausting myself more at the gym,
Mm-hmm.
just because there's like there's just so much going on, I guess. So that's like my solution that I always fall back on is like planning a schedule, giving it a go, and then not finishing it.
Okay. So that seems like it's really challenging then with your workload, just also sleeping and making sure that you're feeling okay and up for it.
Yeah. And maybe my goals are just too big. Maybe maybe I try and do too much. So like trying to scale it back down, that might be something that I need to do and just be more realistic with myself that it's okay not to do so much, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. So that's great that you say that, and you sound like a very hardworking person considering how crazy your schedule is with school and you still recognizing and wanting to make a change when it comes to your health. So I think that's a great attribute for yourself. And if you want, we can do a little activity. And I think this is a great tool for us just to start thinking about things that we can do to maybe help increase our physical activity.
Okay.
So if you want, I would like you to brainstorm just as many solutions as you can to this problem of wanting to increase our physical activity. And I'll write them down, and then let's just have you think of as many as you can. Go ahead and just blurt them out, and I'll write them down for you.
Okay. Well, so my current plan and goal, which we just talked about, is like working out before school on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then also Tuesdays and Fridays. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. And then I use Thursday, I just really don't have time. So that's kind of like an off day. And then the weekend is kind of like an off day rest. So that one, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. And that's more like weightlifting focused. So
Okay.
that's one option. I also thought that I could start running more. Um, I know I mentioned that actually going to the gym and taking the time those 4 days a week is like really hard. So maybe on Mondays before school, instead of like having to go to the gym, I could just run from my house, take like 15, 20 minutes and just get some movement in and then come back and still have a good start to my day. I was thinking I could do that like on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So it's like 3 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
I also thought about like going for a walk with my niece because like I know physical activity is like really important and it would be nice to like get her motivated and just good to spend some quality time with her and we're both just like moving our bodies. I think that would be good.
Definitely.
And then maybe planning just more outdoorsy activities with my boyfriend. We started, well, he's in photography, he's taking a photography class. So we talked about going hiking or going like to the green belt. I think it's kind of like the Centennial Trail up north, but it's just a somewhat manicured trail along the Boise River and throughout the area. And so like we could just go for a walk and take pictures or go for a bike ride or something like that.
Okay. Definitely.
That's like really, well, okay, I could do some body weight activities at home. I do have some free weights and there are like some specific exercises that I'll kind of fall back on and can do at home.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing, and that's really all I've got.
Okay, that's a great list. You came up with a lot of solutions. So now let's just kind of go through them and we can evaluate them and talk about the pros and cons of each. So I'll just start at the top of the list. So the first one you mentioned, which you're kind of currently trying to do, is working out before school 4 days a week with the Thursday and your weekends off. Primarily focusing on weightlifting. So what are some pros and cons of this, or even maybe some challenges that you've faced trying to accomplish this?
Well, the pro, I actually really enjoy weightlifting, and when I'm consistent with it, like I feel amazing and I love the way that my body feels. And to me, that's very motivating. The con is having to wake up early enough to kind of get my day started, actually make sure I get a good meal in, and just go.
Mm-hmm.
I've kind of found that like I feel best weightlifting when I've had a full day of meals in me. So like 4 p.m. is like my golden hour for weightlifting. So having to go to the gym first thing in the morning on an empty tank and just kind of like tired and groggy, that's like less than ideal for me. So that's definitely a con right there. Um, and yeah, just getting out of the bed in the morning. That's the hardest part.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to do. All right. So the next one I have on my list is you talked about running more, maybe 1 day a week before school, maybe on Monday, just for like 15 to 20 minutes. So what would be some pros and cons of this?
The pro would be that I don't have to go anywhere. I really could just like roll out of bed, have a quick snack, and then just go. And I've done it before in the past and it worked really well for me. Con is that it's just boring. Like just run down the street for 10 minutes and run back for 10 minutes. There's not really a lot of great running areas around where I live, so it's just down a street and back basically.
Okay.
And there are other places where I could drive to, but that's going to take more time. Um, and I guess the whole point of just like running before class in the morning is to reduce the amount of time that I have to take to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Pro is just getting it done and feeling good and knowing that I started my day like off on a good foot. Con is just it's boring
Okay.
running from my house, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then next you had walking with your niece. So what are some pros and cons of this one?
I definitely think that spending more time with her would be good, and then helping her like be more active and just I think that's going to help our relationship grow and both of us just feel better. Um, Cons, she's not here all the time, so we wouldn't necessarily be able to walk together all the time. So I would not be able to set a consistent schedule with her.
Mhm.
And it really like depends on whether or not she's willing to do it with me, I guess.
Okay. And do you think that having a consistent schedule is important for you in order to accomplish getting more physical activity in?
100% yes. Just with everything that I have to do and focus on for school right now, I have to very carefully like plan my day and like schedule it out. Like sometimes depending on the day, I basically make an hourly schedule for the entire day
Mhm.
and then I cross things off as they happen and as I do them. Other days I can be more flexible, but I do really have to have like set times and things scheduled for the day.
Okay. Okay. And then next, you have planning more activities outdoors, maybe hiking or walking on the green belt with your boyfriend, and maybe taking some photos along the way. So, what would be some pros and cons of this?
So it would be really nice just to like to get to spend more quality time with him. And we both really do enjoy outdoor activities, but again, we're both busy with school, so we haven't really been able to go on bike rides as much as we want. And hiking, like I really want to do that, but that is definitely a time commitment. So it's kind of hard to find space in our schedules for that as well. So the time commitment is a con. Pro is being able to spend more time together and just move our bodies and just have that quality time.
Okay, great. And then lastly, you had said maybe doing some body weight exercises and activities at home, that you had some of that equipment already. So, what would be kind of the pros and cons again of this last one?
The pro is definitely like the time commitment. I don't have to go somewhere. I don't have to set like 2 hours out of my day for time there
Mhm.
or time going there, working out, and then coming back. I can really just like throw on my gym clothes, do something here, and it's like half the time. So the time spent doing it is less. That's a pro. Um, Not having to leave my house. Sometimes I just really don't want to leave the house. So that helps. Um, the con is really just me because like I'm not always motivated to do it. And so I might say, yeah, I'll work out. And then I just like, meh, don't want to do it.
Mhm.
So like I know that if I actually go to a gym, I'll actually do the workout that I have planned. But if I do it at home, I'm more likely to just kind of fumble through it and not really push myself as hard as I would normally. So yeah.
Okay. Well, you did a great job kind of assessing all of those and really critically thinking about each one. So, out of those five, if any, do any of them sound doable or achievable or something that you'd be interested in trying out?
Well, I kind of think that I really like three of them. So like running more, so just adding like maybe 1 or 2 days to my schedule where I can just run more and
Mhm.
just like move my body that way. I think I like that one a lot just because I don't have to leave. Like, so what if it's a little boring, like running the same route from my house? But the big picture is that I'm moving my body and I'm setting aside time to do it, and it's going to make me feel better in the long term.
Mhm.
Um, I like going on the idea of going on walks with my niece because I don't know, like time with her. I think that's good, and helping her establish some like healthy movement habits. I think that's also important.
Mhm.
And then again, just like setting time on the weekends to go do something with my boyfriend. Like we've talked about going for hikes, we've talked about going on bike rides. It's just we need to do it. It's like the intent is there. And I think that it'll benefit both of us if we actually just do it.
Great. Well, those
Yeah.
are great options, and I think you are capable of accomplishing those, and they seem realistic. And I would love to be in touch with you maybe in the next week or so and kind of catch up with you and see how those are going. And if you don't have any other questions for me, it was great to see you.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you.